afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Friday, June 7, 2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. Around 9:15 p.m. Eastern tonight, we'll be having a reverse aging health call and all the rest. We're going to talk about how this planet, how it's supposed to be, how it is now, and what it will be. There's a quote from Papaji: there is no way to freedom. A way means you have to start from somewhere and arrive somewhere. This is the deception of the mind. You don't have to go anywhere to find freedom. Forget about finding your way. You are already that which you are seeking. Now, we know that most people have spent lifetime seeking, yearning, and hoping for that special something to manifest before they can truly relax and be happy. That's pretty true. I mean, a lot of people like that. They feel that some unique experience has to happen first in order to find real inner peace, feel deeply loved, be emotionally whole and healed, be spiritually free, financially abundant, or exquisitely happy on the inside. This is a deep unconscious belief is causing all of humanity to suffer each day. We have all completely forgotten how to rest, how to look deep inside and feel into the roots of our deeper spirituality and consciousness that is beneath the mind. Well, and I get this question a lot. Why does the mind exist? Well, it exists because of one thing only: desire. We have a long list of desires inside. And without these desires, there is no mind. Try it out. See for yourself. You'll see how even your own mind has become obsessed and addicted to searching and seeking for your own personal thing that will make your life even more perfect than it is. Sometimes I think the mind should have been called, instead of a mind, seducer, ultimate seducer. And, you know, it makes us think that when we put in a lot of hard work and effort, then one day we will be done and arrive at the grand destination. It's actually the opposite. Perhaps your mind believes happiness will come in the form of financial freedom, right? We've all been there or are there. The ultimate lover, a perfect relationship, that winning lottery ticket. Maybe I'll win the lottery. Nah, I won't win the lottery. Oh, maybe I will. Your dream vacation, a better home, your ideal body, or spiritual enlightenment. Now, stop a minute and understand that all of us, as a collective consciousness, have created everything and continue to do so. How large is the collective consciousness? It's forever. It's forever. Now, if you were to take, just for giggles, the entire collective consciousness of all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, in all universes, all connecting dimensions, all through everywhere and nowhere. Imagine that what I've just described, can fit on the head of a pin. Now don't not use the mind for this. Use the heart mind. Mine's going to be totally, no way, Jose. And then duplicate that in a way times a googolplex. Then you begin to understand where everything comes from. So we as a collective consciousness go beyond consciousness. We go beyond pure consciousness. Who creates the energy? Well, I mean, everything's energy, right? In different shapes, forms, sizes, appearances, but it's still energy. Who creates it? Where does it come from? We do. See, the collective consciousness continues to expand. It doesn't just cogitate. It expands. And then one might say, well, then divine perfection, of course. Collective consciousness reaches continually higher and higher levels of divine perfection. How do we do that? Experiencing. Can you think of anything else that will do that for us? No. We experience. You can see where, spiritually, we're evolving. Right? Now we've done the game and the show, physical material, for billions and trillions of years. Okay? We really don't, and we're grateful for it. Deeply grateful for the fact that we've created these experiences. What would happen if we didn't create? What do you believe would happen if we didn't create? There wouldn't be anything. One might say, well, what about all these other planets where there's no life? There isn't any planet that doesn't have life. Not the life that we are used to. Okay? You could look at a frozen planet. It looks frozen. No life could sustain there. But in actuality, there's life that has to have frozen in order to exist. What about a fire planet? See, the sun is a fire planet, right? It's tremendously powerful, and so the sun is made. Why is it made the way it is? It's made in the image of us, the gods that we are. Look at a circle, right? Perfect circle. Look at a square. And see the difference. Now with a circle, the lines are all smooth, right? And if the wind hits a circle, or anything hits a circle, it bends around it. Now with a square, the square stops. It stops motion. It stops energy. The circle absorbs it and it continues to expand. Now, question is, why would we have so many squares on the planet? Does it make any sense? Circle is power. Square is radical. Angles. Look at a box. 4 corners, usually 4 corners. Look at a circle. There are no corners. When you look at the yin-yang symbol, which is several thousand years old, what is it? It's a circle, isn't it? It's not a square. It's a circle. When you sit at a table, normally, what is the table? Square, right? You can feel the difference in the energy by not even trying between a circular table and a square table. How come our eyes are round and not square? How come our head is round and not square? Or better yet, how come our heads aren't flat? Why we should have flat heads, right? Well, for what purpose? How do we house the brain if we had a flat head? Or a square head? Well, you could have a brain in a square head, right? Things would be caught up in the different corners of that square. How many sides does a square have? How many walls does a square have? 5. You count the ceiling as a wall. This is when we talk about the fact that many people are still in the box of a social, quote-unquote, norm, trained, educated, programmed, however you want to say it, to stay in that box. How come rings aren't square? See, and it does get a little ridiculous, but there's a point there. How come tires are round? Okay, so how come you have a page of zeros? Why aren't they squares instead of zeros? See, the circle undulates and flows endlessly. Why is the moon round and not square? Or, how come everything isn't flat? How come all the planets aren't flat? We have the power, every one of us, to go within and tap into our gods, to plug into the collective consciousness of all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, and know everything. Now, to a certain extent, I don't mean from the ego mind standpoint, from heart mind, knowing everything is because we're plugged into that and we're part of it. You can tap into it anytime, any place, anywhere. Well, what stops us all from plugging into it? The ego mind. So you mean to tell me that I won't suffer that when I'm genuinely in the moment, in the now, in the heart mind? Exactly. I won't worry? Exactly. Sometimes in not the middle of the night, but let's say between 3 and 6 a.m., once in a great while, my body wakes up out of the clear blue. All these thoughts are just pounding, trying to break in. Now, it's like put yourself in a bubble, right? Shatterproof bubble. And you've got all these thoughts compressing around. You can't see out of the bubble because there's so many thoughts, and they're all banging on the bubble to get in. So for me, when that happens, and it's a challenge sometimes because it's so many of them, I immediately focus on my breath and go into the now, but they keep up, see. They keep trying to pull. And after a while, by doing that, they're gone. I'm not avoiding them, but I know they're not mine. If anything, any thought that you get, and you feel insecure, you feel fearful, or you feel kind of irritated or stretched, that's absolute ego mind. Every single time. There's no way that you would have that take place in the now. It's just not. Why? Because of the frequency. The frequency you create. We all create. And here's the real truth of this is, and we talk about going home, right? We talk about the journey. We talk about going home. You've heard the old saying, home is where the heart is. You've heard that. I know we all have at least once. That's true. Your home is the God within that body. Does that mean we stop our spiritual journey? No, the spiritual journey is endless. But man, I'll tell you what, it's a lot more fun when you've identified and become embraced by the God that you are in that body. You ever notice that when we need it the most, all of us, it doesn't, we because we're emotional beings and we like to interact because we've never been separate. We don't care to be. Well, how is that? The gods we are one. The only thing that appears separate is the body. And what's that for? That's so that we can experience in different ways, different perspectives. How many people you see hugging each other? Seriously. As you walk around, go about your day, do you see anybody hugging anybody? What happened? Used to be that people had no issue with hugging each other. None at all. And none of this chest bump or fist bump or that type of thing. Okay? Or, if you watch people hug, you watch it, and it's almost like it's plastic. They're so frightened to hug another. Because of what? Because of what the social structure has put together in programming. Oh, you better not do that. Whoa, wait a minute. You can't do that. So it's out of fear. When was the last time you received a full body hug? Ask yourself that. So what good is a hug? Well, you feel, now understand that it's from the heart mind and not the ego mind, so it's not the dry hug, I call it, dry hug. Oh, you can't have full body contact. You could maybe the chest or the shoulder, the elbow, whatever, but not full body, not straight up and down. It tells us a lot, is my point. It tells us a lot about ourselves. Say, you can't hug yourself. How are you going to hug anybody else? If you have issues loving yourself, how are you going to love anybody else? But, and what's the biggest thing that people are concerned about? It's one thing, okay, and it's through the ego mind. When we interact, socialize, but now it's the microwave radiation communication devices. No one talks about that. They just talk about microwave, right? Communication. But how do you think a microwave cooks food? Low-grade radiation. That's what cooks the food. Think about that. But what happened to just hugging? Nowadays, if you hug somebody full body, what does society do? What's going on there? Or if you're friendly with someone of the same sex, right? That. You know what I'm talking about? And they're not. And so we all begin the same. We all come into these baby bodies, and we're like this huge vessel of openness. The body has not developed fear, anxiety, stress, worry, hatred, deception, dishonesty, honesty, love, none of it. Because basically, when we pour ourselves into these bodies, we're pure love. That's why when you look at a baby's eyes, you look at their eyes and you can see the light. And it isn't a reflection from the ceiling, or you can see the light. Can you look into someone else's, ask yourself this, facing someone, right? Let's say just sitting at a table, preferably a round table. Hold their hands and stare into their eyes for 5 minutes. Okay? You'd be surprised on what you go through doing that. Just looking directly into their eyes. Nothing else, just their eyes. How many of us are in that relaxed state that we do that with ease? Now, we know that we know artificial intelligence, we know this, we know that, okay? But pure organic, whole organic life energy cannot be compared to anything. Because it's God. Pure consciousness, pure cosmic energy, pure photon light energy. Have you ever just gotten natural vitamin D? How do you do that? Well, on a sunny day, close your eyes, get somewhere where the sun's just bathing you. I'm not talking about suntan. You got your whatever on, shorts, T-shirt, and just close your eyes, put your face up to the sun, and feel that energy. You just soak it in. And you begin to understand and learn that you can lean into the body. Most people on this planet now have lost the understanding of relaxation. They've lost it. They don't know how to relax. I mean, everybody's rushing, everybody's moving and shifting and, fearing and wondering and worrying and stressing. And have you noticed that? What kind of frequency is that for us? It's low. It's a low frequency. Well, why do people do that? They don't know any better. Not like we know they're not doing it on purpose. They're all parts of us. So for you, and it is a decision, but what's interesting about that? You say to yourself, okay, this is a choice or decision I'm going to make. For me, for myself. I'm going to do everything I can to stay out of the negative goop. And on the occasion I do slip into it, I'll make sure I'm out of it very quickly. How do we do that? Meditation. People think that that you can meditate walking. Period. You can meditate walking. You can meditate anytime, any place, anywhere. You can go into the now if you were washing dishes. Because you've been able to identify these thoughts that are not yours. So you begin to realize these are not my thoughts. It's okay, though. It's okay. Maybe once in a while one comes along and looks really good, so you pluck it out of the stream and bring it into your reality. But for the majority of the time, they're ego mind thoughts. They're other people's thoughts. It's all mixed in. It's all miscombobulated. So you shift, you decide to shift into what? High frequency. What's the high frequency? Loving you is the high frequency. Loving the God that you are in this very moment. Loving your life exactly the way it is in this very moment. Being happy for no reason at all. Feeling bliss for no reason at all. Huge difference. Huge difference. I wish that for everybody on the planet. To be able to do that at random without any effort. Because it really doesn't take effort. Yeah, in the beginning for some it's stiff and it's cumbersome and it feels unnatural to us because we've been in the actual unnatural. The natural is uncomfortable for us. The unnatural is comfortable for us. Isn't that amazing? So what's the natural? Being who you are. The God in that body. Enjoying the body. Enjoying life. Never having to look outside yourself. Everybody can manifest anything they want in this very moment right now. They don't know how. That's it. And because of the social programming, they're totally blocked off from themselves and the God that they are. So what causes that? Well, we don't know who and what we are. Really, truly. Some are beginning to understand that, okay, I am pure consciousness in this body. I am the God. I am part of the collective consciousness of all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. I am the God. I am the God source. I am the heaven. I am the kingdom of God. All those things, that's the real truth for every one of us. That's the truth right there. This other stuff that infringes and pulls us and jacks us and takes us here and takes there is the lie. And the ego mind embraces the lie. The mind turned inwards is the self turned outwards. It becomes the ego in all the world, Ramon Mauricio. Isn't it ironic for all of us? It's super ironic that the mind is constantly searching for something, constantly, that'll cause it to stop searching. Does that make any sense? Talk about an endless merry-go-round trip. But you find that vibrational frequency, that's pretty much the truth. So when in that state, we will never find inner peace. Happiness is freedom from the desiring mind. We have to master the mind. That's it, say. That's the crucial part of our evolution. Mastering the mind. And because it's very skilled, it's very slippery, a con artist who is constantly keeping you away from happiness. It is working all the time. It never sleeps. Like a desiring machine, which only knows three things: wanting, wanting, and more wanting. Now, deep down, it truly wants to be satisfied, yet it doesn't realize how simple it is. Got to be complicated, see? It would be deeply embarrassed to find out that all of its years, lifetime, of constant wishing, hoping, and trying to satisfy itself is what's responsible for every experience of being unfulfilled. The mind is totally unaware that when all wanting stops, deep fulfillment instantly comes in. Now, if the mind knew that, what do you think? Where would it be? It would stop wanting. It would discover deep fulfillment, and it would be flooded by it. Then what? Then it would be no more, because it truly found what it had been seeking forever. And that's what it finds. And how do we do that? You. Because what we do is we guide the mind into stopping all wanting, and deep fulfillment instantly comes in. Once the mind drops into a peaceful state, it stops wanting. You stop suffering. It's very simple. When the mind stops wanting, you stop suffering. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. And an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still. Drop everything in your mind. It's time to let go of the tyranny of your mind. Drop all your ideas about who you are. Let go of your fears and any worries about your future. Let go of your life, your things, your body, and then your mind. Free yourself completely of everything until there is no thing left. Release your attachments of how your others should be. Stop holding on to all of your beliefs about the way life should be for you to be happy or free. Just sit still and rest deeply in this stillness and enjoy being free from this crazy mind. Do not stop letting go of your thoughts until there is a deep peace in every direction you look. Who knew enlightenment could be so easy? Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and the following morning. We'll return here tonight around 9:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our reverse aging health call and all the rest. And Saturday, June 8, 2024, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation full. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude at all times. Open your heart and let the magic flow in.